Sergeant Kelly Mason, can you tell us what happened?
We had a marine distress call at about 1:30 this afternoon. We had a report of a boat that was going underwater approximately 5 nautical miles southeast of Port Hope. We launched a rescue mission joined with our partners through JRCC and the Canadian Coast Guard. They were able to effectively use their Latin Long location to effect the locating and managed to do a rescue of the 2 individuals just as the boat was just about completely under the water, and then the individuals were returned to the dock here in Cobourg at the Coast Guard base. Individuals were assessed by EMS, and everybody is in good shape.
This could have went so bad if they weren't carrying the right equipment.
Absolutely. These individuals came prepared to be on the water. They had life jackets, they were wearing bright colors, they had communication devices, and they stayed calm, and they did everything they could to be in contact with emergency services. And because of all of that, we were able to get to them as quickly as individuals could be assembled, and we have a very happy ending at the end of the day.
If you can just talk about, this is a perfect lesson for this weekend or any day on the water, but I mean, especially this weekend, it's going to be busy, but a perfect lesson for that. If you can just talk about, think twice before you go on the water.
Absolutely. I mean, it is why we encourage all the boaters, make sure that you have all of your safety kits, and sometimes it might feel like overkill, but in that moment when you're in a panic and you know where all of your stuff is and all of your items, for example, these gentlemen had a cooler. That cooler was going to be their safety in addition to the life jackets to be able to hang on to stay above the water. That water out there is choppy, it is rough, and you get 5 nautical miles off of the south shore of Lake Ontario. That is not forgiving water. So by all means, be as prepared as you can. Make sure you make a plan prior to going, that the people who know you know where your intended area to go was, and have communication devices and know the emergency calls. Have a Mayday plan and be able to call 911 and get those calls in. And again,
So tell me, you're out fishing with your brother. Tell me what happened.
The motors died. The waves came over the back, swamped the boat, and then we were underwater.
Talking to you two, you weren't nervous. Like you didn't seem you were anyhow.
Nah, we're calm people.
But you knew what to do.
Yeah, put the life jackets on and floated.
Cooler help?
Cooler helped. Cell phone worked. Everything's good.
What was it like when you saw the Coast Guard coming?
What was it like? Oh, we were happy to be found, since there's no boats in sight except for one.
Long-time fishermen, obviously, well, not obviously, but I mean, first time that anything like this has happened.
That we went under, yes.
They feel happy to be alive?
Certainly.
No, and if I can ask, no radio on the boat, so the cell phone really did the trick.
That's correct.
Tell me about that. Like, tell me about were you when it was sinking, were you sort of on the cell phone and kept?
I was contacting 911 while the boat was sinking, and was transferred 3 times, and then we were underwater. And then I've called them back many times, kept losing the call, and then finally we stayed connected and sent the help out.
Last question, did you get any fish?
Yes, and it's now released back into the wild.
Good stuff.
Seagulls are enjoying it right now because it's floating.
What was it?
It was probably a 22 pound Chinook.
Good. Thank you, guys. Glad you're okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
needs from you at the end of the day.
Okay, thank you.
It's not so great that you lost your boat, but
Bad
You
luck
saved
and
the
good
cooler.
luck, like you say, right?
clearly you're going to the boat show in January.
Igloo, call us.
Call us,
Igloo.
Well, it's probably keep our wet box.
Yeah, it's
Probably
probably
keep our
better.
wet box on. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about that at all.